the more I have, the more that my content is going to work for me, so I don't have to work as hard on every little thing. That brings me to recording off the board. I think is one of the most valuable things you can do as a musician, especially musicians starting out. Get a really great sound that's not going to be the best sound each time, but even if you only get 2 or 3 songs out of each show, that's 2 or 3 songs recorded that you didn't have before. Here's some stuff that I bring to each show to make sure I can record. The first thing, obviously, is a recorder, which is recording right now. You don't have to have a Zoom. I just recommend a Zoom because it's super easy to use and it's got some advanced controls if you get into that. With that, I always make sure if I need to bring a power adapter and extra batteries. Even if I just put the batteries in for a shoot or a show recently, I always change them out before I give it to them because I don't want the batteries to run out and I don't want the battery to blink because then they might just think they can ignore it, and that's really annoying. So that. Then I also always bring an XLR, which is currently plugged in here, so I can't show it to you. A RCA cable, which is right here, RCA, and a 1/4 inch, which is your standard guitar plug. I don't know which one is going to plug into which board, so I bring them all just in case. If you don't have an RCA cable or an XLR cable, buy them online. Bring all of them because I literally have no idea what's going to plug into each board, and I want to make sure I get the sound. And with that, if you do get a Zoom, you'll also need an SD card, just a little like one of these little cards to record the sound on. When you're setting your levels and everything, make sure to bring headphones. I try and do as much as I can on my own to take the pressure off the person on the board because the more complicated it is for them, the less they're going to do. It's hard to check the levels if you're checking them yourself before you go on stage, so I always set everything really low. If possible, I bring a splitter so I can plug into that and then run on a Zoom specifically. They have 2 channels, so I can split it and run into 2 channels so I can run one hotter than the other one. But I always set everything really low, and for live shows, a lot of times that's like at like level 6 to 10, which is remarkably low. When I record like on set audio, it's usually 80s or 90s, so it's really low. But I do not want to blow out my sound. I'd rather record something that falls in between -20 to -25 decibels than try to get into that golden -5 decibel zone and lose sound because of that. So always set it low. Aim for that -20-ish area. It's not going to give you the best audio ever, but it's going to give you audio throughout your entire set if you get that area. I also make sure that I know the person that's going to push play, or I make sure the person behind the board knows what the device looks like when it is recording. Like for instance, for this, I always say if the numbers are spinning and it's recording, it's really easy to remember. So I always do that. The one thing I've come in contact with, though, specifically in LA, and I don't know if this happens in other cities, is that the person on the board will want to sell you the sound. I haven't found anywhere that charges less than $30. Sometimes it's up to like $75. They'll want to record the sound themselves and give it to you in a CD. Personally, I have no use for a CD. My computer doesn't take CDs, so I have no use for a CD. So if I do want the sound, then I still try and get them to record it on the Zoom, just pay them for it. When I decide, I've only bought the sound one time. Deciding to buy the sound really came down to what did I want from that show, how much would it cost me, or how much time would it take for me to do it on my own. For me, I was playing 3 or 4 new songs. I wanted that new audio to put up in the next week. I didn't have that time that week to put it together. It was worth the $40 just to buy it from the guy. So just decide how much is it worth to you? How much time is it going to take you to do the exact same thing on your own? And if it's going to take you more time or more money to do the same thing on your own, maybe it's worth just paying for it. One other addendum to this is you'll want to pair this with good video. As I said in another video, you want to take a good camera. Like I shoot everything on like a 5D or a 60D. But some places don't want that. The good audio will offset any bad video you have. For instance, if your friend just shoots the song on their iPhone, the audio will make up for the quality of the video. It's just the way people watch things. The audio is going to make up for a lot of problems with video, so keep that in mind. And like I said before, if you have video and audio, the more content you have, the more it's going to work for you. Anyway, I hope this helps you book shows, and I hope this helps you build fans. If you have any questions, or if you have any tricks to get more content out of your shows, send a comment in the comments section, and I'll list it in another video. All right, guys, have a great week.